Week 5, y'all. 2026 is here. And I got to tell you something I learned about Jesus from my small business this week. I learned that silence is a language. Sometimes you're doing all the things in your small business. At least I've done it. All the things. I'm chief cook and bottle washer. And I'm submitting bids, submitting RFPs, and all I hear is crickets. Can you relate to that? I have experiences where I've submitted an RFP and 2 years later is when they call and say we are ready to go. Entrepreneurship is not for the weak. It will cripple your spirit, especially if you're doing by yourself. That's my plug for you to get an executive assistant, because you're going to need one on this journey if you're just starting out. And even if you're not just starting out, you need an executive assistant. But back to my point, silence is a language. And of course, when I link this to Jesus, he also used silence. And it was very much a language, a very loud sound that they were prosecuting, trying to stone her because apparently she, all by herself now, had committed adultery. All by herself. The point, though, is that when they brought her in and said, this woman was caught in adultery, Jesus stooped down and just wrote in the ground. He said not a word. And yet, he said everything, because one by one, from the oldest to the youngest, started leaving. And then when he finally spoke, he looked up and said, woman, have they condemned you? And she said, no one, sir. And he said, neither do I. But how did he get that outcome? He used the language of silence. So sometimes when you submit an RFP and it seems like nothing is happening and the crickets are getting louder and louder, remember the language of silence. Think of Jesus with your business. I told you, he is the ultimate example of a businessman. And when you can't hear his voice, trust his presence, because he's there, he's listening, and he is speaking. But I've had to learn to decipher his silence. I am still learning this language because, quite frankly, it can be a little cryptic. But without question, his silence speaks, and he's always speaking, but not necessarily in the way that you and I expect. But what I'm trying to say to you is, get yourself an executive assistant in your small business. Don't give up because of the silence that transpires after you've done all the things to make your business hop. Don't give up. And remember that communication between you and your maker sometimes is riddled with silence. And don't forget that when you get this executive assistance, it's you telling yourself that you are being kind to you as an entrepreneur. Because wellness that you don't have because you're doing all the things is just not worth it. You feel me? I can speak like this because I've been doing this for 20 years. I run Abraham's Consulting, and I'm telling you, government contracting will send you to the place that you don't want to go. And I'm encouraging you to remember that you deserve to scale in 2026. You must do it through shared thinking by getting help. And Eve Speaks Virtual Assistants can help you. We can help you. Click the link and give yourself, again, some kindness. You can't do it alone. And we're here to help you. All right? Click that link. I'll see you soon.